Welcome to John's and Michael's video battleathon inspired by Gary Vaynerchuk. So since Michael's Wi-Fi is down, I thought I'd take advantage and do another video and create the pressure for him to start getting his shit in order, because he's now officially 2 videos down. And it's actually not a battleathon anymore. It's starting to turn into the John Su beatdown of Rosmer. So, brother, fight back. Fight for your human right to talk shit. Because right now, John Su's laying the smackdown. And here it comes. Smackdown number duh. Today's book. Well, my book I've been doing for a while. Based on Laws of Success, Napoleon Hill. Everyone's familiar with that book. So, today's chapter is about accurate thinking. And it talks about the evolution of man and cells and how basic people, the masses, think a certain way. They talk about people, smarter people talk about like situations or whatever. But it's always a perspective on a better way of thinking. And really, when you think about it, accurate thinking means you actually kind of know everything that's going on, and it's, how to say, factual or 100% accurate. And you're never 100% accurate on anything. There's always some sort of interpretation. And this interpretation is what makes the information inaccurate, whether it be statistics, science, math, whatever it may be. At the end of the day, it's always subject to interpretation. So kind of what I'd like to throw into there is accurate thinking, it doesn't exist. Right? Just like when you hear people say, here's the best way to do it. Anyone who tells you it's the best way actually is just an expert in maybe that way. But the best does not exist. Because anyone can tell me, here's the best way to do it. And I can poke holes in it and say, well, here's a better way. And then somebody can poke holes in my story and say, that's a better way. At best, or at the most accurate way to describe it, it's a different way that creates different results. Like kind of when I grew up in life, you always want to do things the best way and to avoid, bad things. It's kind of like, you heard the saying, stand on the shoulder of giants, right? But sometimes the giants are looking in the wrong direction. You ever stood on the shoulders of somebody like a bad guy, and he totally pointed you in the wrong direction, and you went off in this total tangent in life, and you're like, oh man, those were some dark times, got some bad information and life just went into the shithole. So yeah, you hear these inspirational sayings, stand on the shoulder of giants. You don't know what direction that giant's looking in, so you can't say his is the best or the worst information. It's just more information that gets you a different result. So let's talk about really not looking for the best or the worst information, but more is just finding different information to get different results. Because I always hear people talk about, oh yeah, I want a better life. I want a better life. Because my life's bad, sucks, or whatever. But really, if you boil down to what somebody really means when they say they want a better life, is they are actually just sick of their current life, and they're sick of the predictability and the same things happening over and over, and they really just mean, show me something different, right? In your mind, you're thinking, oh yeah, I want a better life. But when sometimes to get that better life, you got to do some things you don't want to do, like work for it. You're like, you know what, actually I don't want to do that. I'm kind of cool where I'm at. Or maybe you say, yeah, you know what, I'm willing to do that. But at the end of the day, when people say they want a better life, they actually mean they just want a different life. So going back to the, searching for the best stuff, what I realized about finding the best stuff, especially in trying to, learn from the mistakes of others, there's some things in life that are what I call the necessary mistakes. For example, you have all these educational shows. People always say, before there was a lack of information, now with the internet, information is so available. And now with all this information, there's too much information, right? And do you really think about it? Is there really a lack of information that creates today's issues? Safe sex. They were putting condoms on bananas way back when, and in my opinion, like really, I don't think pregnancy hasn't really improved, right? Like, sure, you avoid things, but they still happen. So do you really think it's a lack of information? Right? Some can say, yeah, it is, John. Well, pregnancy rates among single mothers have increased, or decreased or whatever. But really, do you think it's a lack of information that, you know, don't do drugs, don't drink and drive, all this other stuff, don't hurt another person. It's almost like a corporate view of religious beliefs. Don't do this, do this, and really, is there any net benefit? So now we don't stop drinking, but then we pick up drugs, or we stop doing drugs, and then we go have an affair, or we do one thing and we drop one bad habit to pick up another bad habit. We start binge eating, whatever it may be. So really, is there any net effect? And all I'm saying is, beating yourself up looking for the best way, or always trying to be the best way and avoid the worst way, it's impossible, because the best way doesn't exist, the worst way doesn't exist, only a different way is kind of the truth of the matter. So I'm not going to say my way is the best, even though in my mind I think it is. It's stop looking for the best, stop looking for the worst, just look for different. And the more that your life changes, the more that you get experience in life, and just getting, I guess, different choices and different results in your life, in my opinion, is the best. And I don't actually mean the best, but what I think helps a person live a fuller and richer life. So that's my 2 cents. Just lay the smack down again on Michael Rosmer. And hopefully he won't let me lay the smack down again, because I always give him 1 day breathing room, because I don't want to be a jerk, even though I could be. I'm totally good at it. So Rosmer, back to you for the second time. Don't make me do a 3-peat smackdown. Go Rodney King on your ass.